Thank you for being here today to listen to our stories. My name is Jennifer Anandarajah, and I'm 20 years old. I came to the United States when I was 9 years old. I have deferred action for childhood arrivals, and my parents are both undocumented. We filed for political asylum under the Convention Against Torture here because we were afraid that if we were deported back to Sri Lanka, we would face danger and death because we were Sri Lankan Tamil minorities. In 2006, our case was denied, and on September 19th, 2006, my father was arrested by Immigration Customs Enforcement officers. They took him to the Elizabeth Detention Center, where he was told he was being arrested because he hadn't filed for a motion to stay deportation. My family didn't know what a motion to stay deportation was. We didn't know what the policies or procedures were for filing appeals. We were told later that our lawyer had forgotten to file the motion. Because of my lawyer's careless mistake, my father was arrested for 2.5 years in the Elizabeth Detention Center. My father was the sole breadwinner of our family. My mother had health conditions that only worsened when my father got arrested, and they prevented her from working. My mother and I lived in terrible conditions. We were living in a dingy basement that flooded so often, and our landlord didn't help us at all. It was just me and my mother. And we lived every day in helplessness and fear and uncertainty that one day my father would get deported back to Sri Lanka, where we knew for sure he was going to face death and torture. My father was finally released in mid-2009. When he was released, ICE placed him on an ankle bracelet. The ankle bracelet was nothing but a modern-day shackle. It gave me and my family mental and physical torture. My father works 2 jobs in the day and night, and he barely gets any time in between to sleep. And in the time he should have been resting, he would spend that time charging the bracelet. My father was scared and he was humiliated to go outside and be outside any longer than he had to be, because the ankle bracelet would blare and it would be like a siren going off if you didn't charge it. And the metal was tight on his leg, it would scratch at his leg, and he still has wounds and scars where the metal was. In early 2014, my parents were both placed in imminent deportation proceedings. Our lawyer had no hope for us. We had no legal venue through which we could do anything to stop their deportation. So we reached out to our community members, we reached out to the American Friends Service Committee, we reached out to New Jersey Communities United, we reached out to organizations that understood our struggle, and we organized a community-led campaign. We gathered over 1,000 signed petitions, we made countless number of phone calls, and we even rallied in front of the Newark ICE field office. And through our efforts, we were able to halt the deportation for a year. And my father's ankle bracelet was finally removed after 4 years. My family is only one of many who have undergone this struggle, who are still living through this nightmare day to day to day. The undocumented community, our community, we're weakened in so many aspects, but I feel that we are strengthened in our solidarity. So as one family, we want to ask Congress to see us as not cases, not as statistics, but as human beings who come to this country seeking better lives and futures for ourselves and our families. We rally together and we fight case by case, but we're left at the mercy of this broken immigration system. Our pain should not yield a profit. I want you to please support us in fighting to eliminate the bed mandate that forces innocent people like my father into detention for profit, and to extend deferred action to all undocumented immigrants so that people like other families like Jamil and my family and Javier's family can finally have some peace, and that we can all strive to achieve our full potential so that we can help ultimately to the betterment of this country where we've sought shelter. I thank you for listening.